Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. For shit running on diesel, dog. Playing with my name, that shit is lethal, dog.
Thanks, guys. That was actually perfect, man. On the fly, too.
Yeah, that's it. Right on the spot.
Thanks so much. Just keep the mics close. And
Yes,
then, no, thank you for opening up the show, guys. Thanks so much.
Appreciate you having us.
Also taking the drive, man, because you guys are coming from Barrie, right?
Yeah. Like I said, get used to driving for the jobs, and this is a fun occasion. So
thanks so much, man. It's an honor to have you guys in because everyone listens to the show. I got a special fondness for brickies.
Appreciate
you guys, especially winter months coming in here now. You guys battening down the hatches.
Yeah, it's a different
Tense,
trade in the winter.
Propane.
All that, right?
Fingertips still get cold.
Yeah, it is. You know what I mean? That's the thing. The brick really holds the cold air, and it's
off mic. I was saying, you guys are too young to be brickies, man.
That's the thing. You know what? I think that's what we like about it, though. You know, it's a dying trade, and especially with this next generation coming up, you know, nobody really wants to do it. Which I get it. It's hard work, but somebody's got to do it, and we're those guys. You know, we love it.
Yeah. Am I wrong? Like it's hard work, but it's really gratifying. Like it
is.
Just
it's nice to like be able to sit back and look back at your work.
Yeah.
And you know, it's on the exterior too. Everybody sees it. So, you know, it really shows, and it will show to the homeowner, the clients, the builder, everybody, if you take pride in your work or if you don't.
Sorry, Kevin.
No, I was just gonna say it's kind of like elaborating on what Antonio said. Yeah, like when you get your house bill, you know, when your neighbor comes out, or your mom or your dad or your friends, they're not like, oh, what kind of plumbing you got in there, or you know, what kind of wire, like, you know what I mean? People see the outside work. Same thing with landscaping, you know. It's like the clothes you put on yourself, right? Like that's what you're presenting to people.
Absolutely.
Right? So
I want to give you guys the first compliment, because I know you do a lot of track, right? There's some track building that you guys are doing, right? Some subdivision work.
Yeah, correct. Definitely a lot of stuff
like your brickwork. How do I say this without offending, I guess, the builder? The brickwork is too good for track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's really like your brickwork is custom good.
Yeah, but
it's like I'm looking at the track and then I'm thinking, I have a funny feeling the rest of the house is going to be crap.
Yeah,
but the brickwork's really good.
That's the thing. Like, honestly, we love that too, because we've built a crew to kind of, again, take pride on that.
Yeah.
And we do both. Our bread and butter is definitely the subdivision homes, because you roll more and you don't have to pick up, you know, take down on your scaffold, float it another place. So it's quicker. But with that being said, you know, the builders are, as you know, are on a different time schedule. It's not about, okay, make this look good. It's about
different money schedule.
Yeah,
too,
that's what it is. It's about pumping it out, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of have to find that perfect median of speed, but without sacrificing the quality, just to kind of hit these deadlines. But at the same time, we refuse to let our quality go out the window for that.
Yeah, it's just like if you got bad quality, right, it looks bad on yourself.
Absolutely.
Like you as a person as well. It reflects on, I think it reflects on who you are, right? And you know, it's really satisfying, and it feels good for us when, you know, like you said, we're too young to be brickies. We're the young guys. We show up. You got these crews with, you know, these older experienced guys, and then, you know, they're like probably looking at us like, oh, who are these guys, whatever. And then we're pumping out these houses. They come up, they look at our work, and they're like, oh, like, okay, you know what I mean? It feels good, you know, when we show people who we actually are and what we're capable of, and
pride yourself on it. And
yeah, we're pretty prideful in what we do and how we present ourselves.
I can totally see it, right? I know that the older off mic, we were just talking, and we were just joking around about the Portuguese and the Italian.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can see these older guys that seeing you guys, and they're like, I need to go to the optometrist because I don't know what I'm seeing here. Like, they're not used to, because I see a cross section of a bunch of different kinds of people that are getting into masonry for whatever reason. They find the love and they see it, and like you guys said, it's a hard trade, man. It is a hard trade, and Canada's an extremely hard trade because we're just starting the winter months.
Yeah, you get the elements in there, and
it's difficult, right? So it's like, I know that these older cats, like, it was the go-to back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, it was Portuguese, it was Italian. Yeah. Maybe every so often the Croatians were coming in there. So, but now you're getting mixed. Everybody. Irish are in there. Everybody's in there now. Mason, right? Which is great. That I'm seeing
No, it's good to see, definitely. And it's funny that, you know, we are definitely the youngest guys on almost every site that we go to, And like we get comments about it, like, dude, there's no way you guys are bricklayers. And we're like, what do you mean? They're like,
right at the start of the job when the scaffold's there and there's no brick laid at all.
Literally, yeah. Like every time we meet a super and they're just like,
you can't be who I was talking to on the phone.
Yeah, we get that a lot. Or even in the other crews, and they're like, holy man, like, you know, what a trade you guys picked. And like, and they kind of like, they're curious to see, you know what I mean? Like, what are these guys about, you know? Because we're younger.
But then after the first day, they see it.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
And even for, like, Antonio, he's got the beard. He looks a little older.
So I grow it out, man.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Put some grays in there,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Then they'll shut up. They won't say a word
A couple
to you.
more years of stress, I'll get some in there, dude. Don't worry about it.
I look like I'm 12 years old, right? Like,
you look a little young, man. But that's also the Asian in you as well, too,
sure.
right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
He's going to like that when he's older, too. I'm going to be the one that's aging like horribly. Like him, I get it. You, I did, buddy.
We can tell who's running the business, right? That's what it's gonna be like.
You know what's the secret? You gotta, when you wash your hair with shampoo, you wash your face with the same shampoo.
Yeah,
that's how you look.
That's
young.
the secret to stay young.
Yeah,
well, that's a good tip, man.
yeah.
Let me share the deets and then we'll get started. AT Brick and Stone, Antonio Trakas, right? Trakas.
Yeah.
What is your background?
Greek.
You're Greek.
Yeah, I'm half Greek, and then my mother's from Guyana.
Look at this, man. The first Greek Mason that I've met.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I don't hear that a lot either.
But then again, think about it. Think about it.
Yeah, you know, you know what I mean?
Like the Greeks knew a thing or
You
two
know?
about
Oh,
stone,
it's
right?
in the blood, man.
Kind of, and then Kevin Wu, right?
Correct.
And what's your background?
I'm from Taiwan.
Okay.
So I was born in Taiwan. I came here around 4 or 5, and then my parents got citizenship. So obviously, because I was so young, I got citizenship too. Yeah, so been here ever since I was, I would say, 5 years old.
How young are you guys, man?
27.
Yeah. We're both 27.
27.
Yeah.
Holy cow, eh?
Yeah.
This show keeps going. I just get older, and you guys stay the same age, man. It's like Matthew McConaughey, and just keep living, man. So, yeah, no, Antonio and Kevin is here on IG. You can find them at AT_brick and stone, the word and then his email is antonio.trakas@hotmail.com, and the phone number to reach him is 705-717-2502.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to do a quick shout out to the tee that I'm wearing, which is Mud Mixer. Thanks so much for the tee and the hoodie. I'll wear the hoodie in another show. Unleash your voice on the Construction Life podcast community. Are you passionate about the world of construction, trades, and all things building related? The Construction Life podcast wants to hear from you. Leave us a review, share your thoughts, insights, and experiences on your favorite podcast channel. Your review fuels our mission to create engaging and informative content for the construction community. Your feedback is a mortar that holds our podcast together. So share your thoughts, rate us, and let the construction community know why the Construction Life is your go-to podcast. Visit our website and check out the over 400 tradespeople and construction professionals listed on our site. Check out www.theconstructionlife.com for additional content, behind-the-scenes exclusives, and valuable resources. Dive deeper into the construction world with articles, guest profiles, and more. Follow us on social at TCL_The Construction Life. Subscribe to our video channels on YouTube and Rumble. Check out our link tree and find exclusive discounts for listeners. The link is in the IG bio. Join the conversation on Facebook, the Construction Life community. And you guys are working on the website, so it's all good. But obviously, we're going to have a masonry conversation here.
Yeah,
And then I guess the first question out of the gate is like, why did you guys choose one of the toughest ones? Why do you guys have a love for it?
You know, again, it was it being, for me personally, the number one dying trade. And you're always going to need it. You know, it's the first trade ever, you know, and honestly, when I first started, I was just out of high school, and a buddy of mine, his father owned a masonry company.
Okay.
And I was no stranger to work. My father owned a commercial landscaping company, so I was doing a lot of interlock. So I was like, okay, you know what? I wanted to kind of pave my own way, and I was like, you know what? I saw my buddy posting about it. I'm like, this looks kind of cool. I like to try things and figure it out. I was like, you know, I can do stone on the floor. Like, let's see if I can do something on the wall. You know
by the way, yeah, you guys do hardscaping.
Yeah,
you've
right.
done it, right?
We've done, yeah. Our bread and butter now is definitely masonry, but we're no strangers to interlock and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Both of us, that's how he started as
It's
well.
pretty much the same thing. You just need knee pads.
Pretty much, right? And your back's a little bit more sore because you're bent all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's how that started. And then after I started, like I said, pretty young, and I just instantly, I don't know what it was. It was started as a laborer, but I still loved the trade. And then after, especially like you said, working with the Portuguese and the Italians, it's like kind of like a holy grail to kind of become a bricklayer. It's like graduation. So I made it I knew I didn't want to labor like forever. I really wanted to get on that wall and start putting those bricks in. And I saw the work that these guys could do, and I'm like, I want to do this, and just worked.
How many years did you labor before you got on the wall? And same thing for you, Kevin. Like, how many years you guys labored?
I would say I was pretty lucky. Like, I wasn't, you know, there's guys out there that labor for 5 years, 6 years. They don't get picked. Usually. I personally only labored, I would say maybe a year and a few months, and then
you had an employer that was ready to throw you.
So I actually worked with Antonio at the same place.
Okay.
But Antonio was a bricklayer already, and I started off over there as a laborer. But I had a few months of experience at another company, which I got laid off at. But when I went to them, I think I labored in total at that place for maybe a year, 3 months, year, 2 months.
The company we were with, they really valued like hard workers because they knew, especially with this trade, you kind of gotta, like I said, the next generation's kind of dying out a little bit, retiring and whatnot. So he was really invested on teaching people. So as soon as he found somebody like Kevin who could definitely work and kind of, he saw, okay, you know what, this guy's got an eye for hard work. He's like, put him on the wall, right? So that's how.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's like, you know, if you're a hard worker, you're a go-getter, it's not that hard because, you know, you got a lot of these guys you know, they're starting laboring or whatever, and, you know, it's like
they just don't make it.
Where they don't care, or they just do the bare minimum, right? They don't work hard. So it's not hard to shine, I find, in front of a group of guys that, you know, they don't want
You'll
better,
stand
right?
out.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
We learned that in back when we were working for this crew, how many years ago, and the turnover rate with just employees is crazy. Like, you just get guys that, man, some guys would last half a day. They go home for they go for lunch and you just wouldn't see them back. They're like, I can't do this. Are
they attracted to the money? Because I guess the money is at first is good, but then they just lose that 110%. Attractiveness because of the work.
Absolutely, like especially like we were in the union before when we were employees, and the union, you know, you get a good penny or whatever, and everybody sees that dollar and they're like, oh, this is great. They don't, I don't know how, but they don't think of, okay, what do I have to do to get this dollar? And then when they get there, the reality sets in of what you're doing to get, you know, $40 an hour or whatever it is.
They don't realize, right? Yeah, they like, oh yeah, it's X amount of dollars. I'm going to be the guy making more than my friends or whatever. And they start doing it and they don't realize it's like, oh man, what the hell is this? You know what I mean?
The problem is they're counting the money before they earned it.
For sure.
Completely, That's
and
what it is.
You should never count the money before you earned it.
Yeah. No. Like, until it's in your hand and you know what you're going to do to get that, it's never your money, you know? And they get so excited about, again, that dollar value. You're making X amount an hour, and then they get there and it's like, the reality just slaps them in the face, and they're like, man,
nobody's doing by the brick anymore these days. Like, I remember my dad. It's okay. So
the owners are.
The owners are. So they're selling it by the brick.
Correct.
Yeah, but they're paying you guys by the hour.
Exactly. So we'll go bid on whatever subdivision or commercial job, or whatever it is, and we bid by the brick depending on when we come up with our price, depending on, you know, how many designs it is. If there's, like, you know, soldier courses or herringbones or whatever it is. Obviously, the more, you know, difficult the work's going to be, obviously the price is going to go up. There is kind of a kind of go-to price. It's a little everywhere now with union and non-union kind of thing. So we hear a lot of like crazy prices, especially because
like really low, stupid,
both stupid low and stupid high. Like we've heard some prices that are like extremely high.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
These people get it. Like, that's the thing. I guess, again, going back to it being a dying trade, people have this attitude now. It's like, good luck finding somebody else.
Do you guys think it's the top of the list? You think brick masonry is the hardest trade to get into and stay into?
I would definitely say stay into, yes, just because of how, like, physically demanding it is. Nobody wants to do that anymore, right? So I would say in that way, yes, but it is getting up there with price for builders. So I feel like builders are definitely trying to find other ways. You get a lot of
but they're doing the paneling, which I mean, no joke to this building that we're in right now. That's all panel. That's not brick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, I saw that. I saw it when I was outside walking. I was touching the wall, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell?
That's not a mortar."
Yeah. Like, what?
What the hell is that?
Dare they?
No, I know, but from a distance when you're driving by, it's like, Yeah, that's not brick, man. That's not masonry.
Even I see some builders. My first place that I ever got was a condo building, and it was stucco, but they sold it as brick, but it was just a print. Like,
really?
Yeah. And I went for my my PDI.
DIY brick.
What's that? Sorry,
like a DIY brick kind of.
Yeah, like it's
almost like you put mesh tape and you just
and you literally peel, like when they're painting it, they peel it off,
and then make sure the painter comes in to paint the mortar joints.
Pretty much, right? And then they'll sell it as a brick.
It looks like that.
Yeah, and it looks like it from far, but it's like when I went and I did your inspection before you close or whatever. And she's like, yeah, you see, this is brick and this. I'm like, this is not brick. And she's like, no, it is. I'm like, don't tell me what.
Yeah. By the way, here's my card.
Yeah, exactly.
Bricklayer on it. Yeah. So don't tell me, real estate agent,
exactly.
That's brick. Oh,
yeah. So we see that a lot, especially on, I would say, low rise. You're starting to see that a lot. And I don't know if it's, I don't know what else it would be.
It's cost.
It would be cost.
It's a line item. That's all. They 100%. Just look at it like what real brick would cost, structurally speaking, too. Now you still have to be structurally sound and have lintels or have the foundation extended, all that kind of crap. Versus a panel,
you stick it on, right?
Stick it on and hang on to it with mechanical fasteners, and that's it. It's done.
Exactly.
I think brick and stone and stuff like that, I still personally think is still like the top on the exterior. Right, like better than siding.
100%,
definitely.
You know, like
I'll argue every cladding out there. I get it. Like brick will last forever.
Yeah, it lasts like.
The only thing that destroys brick if it's not installed correctly, and something a part of the building envelope has created a fault that damages the brick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like sometimes the foundation will shift or crack, and then it'll follow up. Like we've seen houses, we come up. And, you got a huge line. Usually it follows the mortar joint first. But if it's cracking right through the brick, something severely
that's
wrong
a structural
with the
building.
Yeah,
that's not nothing to do with the mason that did the work, right?
But other than that, like brick, stone lasts forever, right?
Speaking of which, rules, compliance, regulations. These are super critical things. We use tools that require high safety standards. We have to meet compliance and regulations at all times, not just for governmental issues. But actually, if we don't, we're risking our own employees. Every tool requires a different kind of training and understanding of how to operate it safely. Every rule needs to be fully understood, who's qualified to do certain jobs and who's not. All these are important things we managers must take care of to keep safety high at all times. Now, getting it done is way harder than talking about it. But luckily, there's a platform I found that can help out with everything I just mentioned. A great software called Connect Team, which has training and quizzes that you can build in any way you'd like to make sure your employees always know how to handle certain tools. You can see who's done a certain course of quiz, who didn't complete it and can't work with a certain tool until they do. You also have the ability for an update if there's a new regulation you need everybody to be aware of ASAP. And also an easy overview screen to see who saw it. Plus, their schedule allows you to add limitations for certain jobs, so if one of your employees is not qualified to do a certain job, the system will automatically notify you about it. The platform offers a lot more, such as easy access to playbooks or hazard reports. Just check them out for yourself. Connect Team has a free plan and a 14-day free trial. Try them today by checking out the link in the show notes. Right, Speaking of which, how many new driver repairs have you guys done? You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, what do you mean,
someone's in the driveway and their child decided to put it in reverse or put it in forward, and they nicked the corner of the garage.
I did one maybe 2 weeks ago.
So how many do you guys do of those, man?
I'm not even kidding you, probably 10.
I was laughing when I saw it. I was like, yeah, I've seen a lot of these, man.
And it's always like the corner of a garage, and it's always their children. It's so funny, right? So...
Yeah, you guys come in and you have to fix it, right?
Yeah, so that's actually funny. Yeah, we get actually a lot of those.
Or even if you're on other site, like if you're on a site or somewhere, even like other people, like
learning the telehandler or something like that.
I went on our site the other day. The what was it? It was Transpower. The excavator driver just drove the bucket right into the side of the building. He called. He didn't even go to the builder. He's like, "Did you guys brick this?" And I was like, "Yeah, what happened?" He's like, "Can you please fix this and don't tell nobody?" I was like, okay.
"How quick can you fix this,
literally,
man?"
I was like, "All right, man."
It's like, Kevin, get the quick cut. Let's figure this out.
Let's get this going.
I was like, "All right, man. We'll send a guy over to cut it out and whatever."
So that happens all the time, huh?
It does. Yeah, it actually happens a lot. The other day we had again another one. It was the builder's their own laborer, and he had a telehandler, like a Zoom boom. He was loading it in the garage.
Oh,
dude,
man.
Buddy's cage pushed the entire garage in.
Smoked the lintel, everything.
On the top, set Dude, everything.
He pushed everything in? Did he not hear that it was...
I don't know. Man. I don't know what he was thinking.
Bare buds on or something like that.
Probably got some like Rock 95 bumping in there. He's probably like bobbing his head.
Coming back going, there's something wrong with the telehandler. It's shaking a bit too much.
Yeah, I was pushing, but it wasn't going. Like, it's like, buddy, pushed the buddy's garage.
So he wrecked the whole lintel, everything.
Yeah, everything.
Well, you just pushed it in. The whole front.
You have to reset everything.
Right?
So you have to go there.
Two-story?
It was actually a townhouse.
It was a townhouse.
It was a good save.
It was.
Okay.
But so nothing was above. It was just like you had,
That's
I don't know, maybe
saving
5
grace,
feet.
man.
It was,
Holy cow.
So because it could have been a lot worse for sure. But like I said, you get that those things happening a lot.
It is what it is, right? It's part of business. You guys
building.
It's never gonna go 100%.
But it
smooth.
hurts when you finish and then you're looking at the row of houses or you're looking at a custom home. Then you see this blemish. Like it's just like
it definitely does.
And then it has to be repaired. But actually, that's the best time to repair it.
Yeah,
because the mortar will fit in, everything will fit in as long as you have enough bricks. If they didn't break any of the bricks,
that's the thing, right? So we get the even repairs that don't have to do with machinery. Like we get before there's tile setters. And they were inside the house, and these guys are just throwing their mortar like outside of the window.
And splash,
dude, and go all down the brick and stuff. And the guys are like, they came to us, they're like, "Why is this so dirty?" I'm like, "Man, that's tile mortar. That's not even our mortar." And they're like, "Oh, who would do this?" I was like, "I don't know, but that's gonna be hard to get off."
Or
I saw the sorry,
I was gonna say another thing too, or like concrete guys, like let's say they put in their basement door, and then they pour the final step there. They're splashing it everywhere. It's on the window. It's on the brick.
Those are the guys you don't want to go to their house when they're having tomato sauce.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you know it's all over the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's like concrete splashes that way. It's just like, be a little respectful of the brick.
And that's
because
what
you can't clean it.
Yeah, no.
Like that's just a pain in the ass.
Especially concrete and thin.
Yeah, like mortar, sure. You know, we can do something about it, but concrete dries too hard, right?
The brick is just like, I hate that because that brick is manufactured a certain way.
Yeah, it's manufactured a bond. Yeah. Right. So
it's manufactured also to be porous.
Yeah.
So now you got another liquid like concrete or tile mortar or whatever. It's porous. It's gonna suck right in.
Yeah, it bonds really hard too, right?
So it's kind of the point. Right?
So it's a shame because you guys come in, spend a lot of time and effort, and like I said at the beginning of the show, you guys are making the track homes look really good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, unfortunately, a lot of the other trades, they got a boogie, and that's if they're not making money. So then there's an opportunity to fuck up, so to speak, right?
It's definitely like, like we don't like to do double jobs.
Oh, I hate that.
You have to go back.
Yeah,
and hate it, stupid. It's a big pet peeve of ours. Like we're never gonna.
But we understand, right? We've been in the business. We've been working in the trades. Like
stuff
like that happens. We're not gonna, lose sleep over it because then we'll just be going insane every day, right? But
it's always something.
Yeah, it's always something.
Especially on the sites, it's very fast paced. Yeah. Everything's going, so people tend not to look at other people's work to focus on. I need to get this done, get paid, get out of here. It's kind of like the attitude.
Yeah, but what's really weird is that they do that to you guys and your trade.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, it's the first selling feature when they're trying to sell the property.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I
all
agree
brick.
with you. Yeah,
like solid brick, not like brick veneer.
Yeah.
If you look like one site we had, the interior of the site, the designs aren't as, huge or whatever. And then the ones they put on the road, they go all out, right? They got soldier courses, header stacks across the window, keystones.
It's like right from the main road that you can see.
So, you're looking at this subdivision from the road and you're like, oh my God, all these houses.
Then you go inside.
Yeah, and it's not even like that house. It's just the back wall.
Yeah, it's just the back.
It's just whatever wall you can see from the road. So a lot of builders are doing that now too, just for like appeal.
Yeah. Sales.
People, from driving by.
But it's like what you were saying, right? Like the brick is that thing you see.
Yeah.
I like that house, right? Like that looks good.
Yeah. Wherever people can see, the brick goes all the way up.
But I know, but that sales should be attached to your workmanship. Right?
Yeah, sure. Like throughout.
It's connected, right?
Yeah,
at that
absolutely.
Point.
So.
But it's just challenging. And I guess right now, nobody's doing small bricks, right? Nobody's doing the original Ontario-sized brick.
We do like some repairs.
It would be repairs,
But no new builds.
No
I had to fight it on mine. Like I was just fighting because, I mean, it was a numbers game again. It was literally twice as many bricks.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it is. Right. So
you're paying for the brick to begin with, and then you're paying the extra for the mason to install the bricks, right?
And that's why they made that switch, right, to the max size brick.
Yeah.
It's just more affordable for pretty much everybody. You got to lay less brick. You get paid, like, you don't have to lay as much, so you don't have to pay them per brick as much. And then you have to buy less. So it's just, financially more smart.
I remember in high school when I was taking drafting all through high school, and I would do the drawings, and you do the line. Like everyone always just did straight lines, to represent brick, right?
Yeah.
This is before computers.
Yeah.
That's how far back we're going. And I remember doing all the lines very, very tight because I was doing the small brick.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Yeah,
I was totally doing the
see,
small
I see,
brick.
I
I can
see,
only imagine it'd probably be like 6 lines if it was doing the max brick.
Yeah,
right.
That's the thing, right? But even now, a big thing too is a lot of stone for fronts of homes. We like laying stone.
But a lot of man-made stone.
Yeah,
but you know, in all
man-made,
fairness, like man-made stone today is a lot better than man-made stone what it was 10 years ago.
Actually, that's
there's some man-made stone up
I
there.
can't tell sometimes.
Yeah,
I have to go really
Yeah.
close up to it.
You have to go touch it.
Yeah.
Right?
Even
Yeah.
now, like the manufacturer, they put like little veins in them. It's really nice.
They're
Like, they kind
getting
of give it that
yeah.
marble feel kind of thing. Back in the day, like you said, with like older homes in the stone, like to my opinion, they honestly didn't. Most of them didn't look that nice.
They look DIY, man.
Yeah, very much so, right? So, you know, that the manufacturer definitely stepped up their game with the stone. I think because it's become such a selling feature, like that's definitely always going to be an upgrade. And with, like you said, man-made, natural stone, you're looking at more up north, the cottages or whatever, with people who have money. I don't think I've ever seen a subdivision use natural stone.
No.
It's too
It's
expensive.
way too expensive. Like and they don't even charge per square foot. They charge by the ton. So like you get some that are thin, you get some that are really thick. Your numbers are everywhere. Like
But then it's the mason too. The numbers go through the roof,
100%
right?
huge, right? Because we can lay maybe a third or a quarter of what we can lay for natural stone. Or,
it's man-made.
The man-made stone, yeah.
So it's a lot slower. You got to sit there with a chisel. Our chisels are like $200-$300. You got to get a couple of them. Different chisels have different jobs. It's crazy,
man. It's like serious at that point.
So,
which is also, I think it just tenfolds the satisfaction side of you being a mason when you do it. When you do it,
yeah,
we
right? definitely like doing it. It's fun.
You go, like Antonio said, you go up north, right? A lot of natural stone up there, by the cottages, right? Like fireplaces, stuff like that, right? Like down here, you know, it's more so man-made stone. You know, you might get the odd like natural stone, but you know, it's usually a custom house, somebody's fireplace, or
Very
just
small,
a small section,
portions of
maybe
it.
like a front skirt, maybe, right? But
we've had pillars for city of Brampton, and it was a cemetery, a couple cemeteries actually.
Okay,
and they were natural stone, right? So that's what you get sometimes there. But honestly, I'm surprised even the city would invest that.
I'm wondering about the longevity, about as good as the man-made stones are today, what are they going to be like 20, 30, 50 years from now with Mother Nature beating on it? Because it is still aggregate.
Yeah, it is.
And it has a face on it. So there's technically a veneer.
Yep.
But how is it going to get weathered, right?
Stone definitely, I would say, actually holds up against the elements a little bit better. Generally, man-made stone is a lot of it is concrete. So it doesn't absorb as much. Clay brick is very, like, absorbs everything. It's literally like a sponge.
Yeah.
So most of the repairs that we get when we do repair jobs are brick. And it's generally because of water damage, or even salting is a big one too throughout the winter. So it absorbs everything.
just crumbles apart.
It just literally flakes apart, right? You can run your hand across.
I'm going to point the finger at some homeowners and their landscape designers putting the beds too close
exactly
to
what
the
it
brick.
Is. Yeah. And you
and
get
then
that
our snow, right?
Like
well,
we
were out on, where was that? A garage for the...
Midhurst.
Yeah, we were doing... So anyways, there was this house, right? And you could tell there was water damage in certain spots because he had bushes where it was too close to the wall, and the snow and the water were sitting on the bushes and touching the wall the whole time. Yeah. And there was damage all across the front of his house.
Just from it splashing against the bush, right?
Like
That's
it was
exactly
all across
it.
the front.
I know.
Right?
You try to explain it to him, he's like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, literally, right? And these guys got like, you see it on, actually this was on a stone section. He got like literally moss.
Yeah,
growing.
like
One of
mold.
his eavesdrops was like, had like a hole in it. So it was just running in the
So he's got a whole moisture problem.
Right down the whole corner of the house, like both stories.
It was like algae almost.
Literally, right? So, and his stone was white too, so it really stood out.
Wow.
But I definitely
did he change did he change the greenery?
I'm not sure. Right, we finished the job.
Yeah.
We've left.
I think he said he was going to. Though.
Yeah,
I believe he said he was going to.
He worked in the trade. He owned a construction company as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's something he would have done. Right.
But
Probably just never. Well, shoemaker at that point, right? He probably just never got to it at that point. But
that's the thing.
Yeah,
I just think people it's almost two extremes. Like you either think let's get brick because it's indestructible. I don't have to do anything. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
but it's not the case. If you do other things, you're going to damage it. And,
absolutely.
And so now it starts to fall apart.
Yeah.
And when you discover that it's fallen apart, it's too late. Now it needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's even like the biggest thing that you're going to repair in brick is definitely going to, I would say chimneys.
Because I was going to ask you guys. I mean, you guys are a good. The quality of a mason, I think, is chimneys, man.
Yeah, like you can, and there's a lot of money in them. Like you're always going to need, like we always say this, even if the housing market completely flatlined.
Oh, you could repair every single chimney and still be busy until you pass.
Absolutely.
Before I never even did a chimney. Antonio showed me how to do a chimney. Yeah. I remember it was the first.
So you like scaffolding?
What's that? Yeah. Well, no, like I remember the first one we did. He's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, it's nothing, man. Whatever, everything." To Antonio, you always tell me, "Ah, don't worry, it's nothing. It's fine. It's fine."
Why? I'm like, dude, don't worry about it.
He's just softening the blow.
Yeah,
that's all he's doing.
This is my first chimney.
If you overthink it and you're just like, "Oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen," it's like, just relax. It's nothing. We got it.
It's problem solving. It's
that. You problem solve.
So after you put about 20 sections of scaffolding, and
got
to the top,
and then I was just like,
it gets pretty scary up there. I'm not even gonna lie.
And he's got more experience than me, right? So like, I'm like, I've never done this. Okay, how are we gonna do this, bud? And then he just goes, all right, so we got to bucket everything up to the roof, walk it across the roof, everything. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then look at the labor, and I look at the teller. I was like, hey, bud, I don't know what to tell you, but the next few days are not going to be good. And he was like, what do you mean? And then he was just like, you're gonna see. He was not happy.
You're gonna hear that squealing sound of the pulley wheel. Just going up and down, up and down.
We tell these guys too, we're just like, man, think of it like a gym workout. It's rows. You're just pulling this pulley like with brick. Don't worry about it.
You know what? You should probably set up a rig in the gym for that.
Yeah, seriously, you actually could. Open a brick gym or something. I don't know.
Start yelling at everybody. Hurry
See
up!
A guy
Hurry
coming
up!
in with blocks. It's like easy there. We're only doing brick max. All right, leave it alone. Don't be bringing blocks.
You're not at that level yet. All right, calm down.
Baby steps.
This podcast episode has been sponsored by Class & Bronze Limited, authorized Canadian and U.S. wholesale distributor of Pagan heavy-duty, high-performance tile leveling systems and installation tools. Choosing to buy outstanding and beautiful tiles also requires buying an exceptional tile leveling system. For hassle-free installation and an exceptional leveled finish, choose Pagan. Imitate it, never duplicate it. Available at Amazon, select ProSol stores, and purchased at www.tilelevelingsystems.shop. You can also find Pagrin on social at Tile Leveling Systems and their website, www.pagrin.com. But you're right, though. There's a lot of, the repairs are there because the people don't take care of their homes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I need people to understand that brick still needs to be taken care of.
It does.
Right?
It requires maintenance.
I guess there's a lot of maintenance on wood siding or like they know to paint that or fix that or recock that.
That's the thing. I find that brick is not something that people actually think about, and I don't know why. Because it's like, what's the difference between siding on your house? You got to like hose it down or maintain it or whatever, even wood. Nobody thinks about brick, right? Even like we try to educate our clients too, and our goal, especially with the repair, is to repair it and inform you enough about the brick so you never have to have us back.
Yeah, make it last.
Make it last. We should never be back for repair. It's brick.
Come back for the other corner. That's
exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they can't do it right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on like for example on chimneys back in the day, a big design was you see corbelling where the brick steps out.
Yeah.
Like a 1/4 inch all the way around as a design.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Like the brick, especially in the winter, it sits on that edge that it sticks out. So I want to say almost every chimney, if not 90%, is because of that top, that corbelling. It just sits there, especially through the winter, and it slowly seeps in. The brick is like a sponge. It just absorbs in there, and it just kind of goes down. And after, a course of 10, 15, 20 years of sitting, it just literally is falling over, right? So that's a big cause of that. So we've had clients even like argue with us, no, I want this corbel back. And I'm like, dude, don't put the corbel back.
You don't want that. Or another thing I find is like the capping they put on top.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a drip edge.
Drip edge, right?
So the water just flows with the cap right down to the brick. Right?
Yeah, and like you spend all this time and effort.
Little things.
And then you put this crappy precast 2-piece, sandwich it, and it's just ugly and it's going to fail. And then what even kills me further is when you've got the clay flue coming out and they just slap mortar on top and just put it on an angle.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, exactly.
No, you're not done. That's going to be a problem in 10 years,
Absolutely,
man.
100%.
Simple
right?
as that.
So we even like try to, you know, tell the homeowners, you know, you should probably get a cage for the top of the chimney, like those little roof things. They, like, it's simple, right? And it's not going to cost you a lot of money, and it's going to save you tons.
It's going to cost you more money for us to come do that chimney than it is for you to get little stuff, prevent it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about paying the whatever for a mason to come climb up there and get it done.
But then you get the homeowners that want you guys to get rid of the fucking chimney, right?
Oh yeah, we've had that a couple times.
I can't stand that. That's such a stupid move on the homeowner's part.
They want us to get, and a lot of the times, like we've had a couple people ask us, after we tell them how extensive it is to actually fully remove the chimney through your house. It goes through the floors.
Oh, I know.
Right to the basement.
I've
especially
demoed it and I've built them.
Yeah.
I've seen the process and what's attached to it. And the last thing you want to do is remove it, because in the future, if you don't want to do it, use it as a wood burning fireplace or whatever, or wood, anything, you can run your liner through that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So now you're not running your liner through the a wall or something like that, right? So it's just like, don't get rid of the chimney.
No, you shouldn't, right? And that's the thing.
But they don't want to maintain it over the years. That's the problem.
No. So a lot of the times what we'll do is we'll give a price and like, oh, that's insane. And I'm like, yeah, you don't understand. Like,
how much was the home?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. Like, Jesus.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What you guys paid, right?
So, you know, a lot of the times they'll tell us, oh, just take it down to the roof line and put a solid cap.
Yeah,
and I just, it looks so stupid.
I find like, especially with masonry, people don't know how to, like homeowners or people that don't know anything about brick, they don't know how to gauge pricing, or they gauge it too low.
They don't know how to compare it.
Yeah, there's no like I remember we did one job. It was just a quick job, right? We repaired these, switched out these guys. He had brick headers as his sills, and obviously they're gonna get water damaged. So he called us.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
No,
I know.
It's a builder saving money right there.
He called us back to put in these sills, and I remember him telling me, and this guy called me like a while ago, and he said, I got a quote just recently again. This was like a year after he talked to me. He was like, the guy charged me $5,000 for 3 sills.
Dude, it was like these sills are 2 feet.
It took us maybe 30 minutes, and he's like, the only reason I didn't. He's like, if I didn't talk to you a year ago, I would have took that guy's bid, and I would have paid him $5,000
At
to
that
change.
Price, you're changing the sill to like a 4-inch.
Oh, dude, at $5,000, you know,
like that, right?
Man, $5,000
I'll come cut your grass too for a month, like you for $5,000, right? Like, but it's like that. Like people don't know pricing
for small things like that. We get on the other end too, where it's like we give them a price to, you know, brick a house for a custom, and they're like, oh no, like a lot of customs. Customs is a different game than residential, right? Customs a lot of time, especially down in the city in GTA, houses are very close together.
Pain in the ass.
It's
horrible. But that changes pricing, right?
Of course it does.
We got to pay
logistics of you getting in
labor
there.
Exactly, right? Like the labor will take 3 times as long, because we got to pay now all of us, and we even get the bricklayers. Generally in brick, you want to have these bricklayers laying brick at all times. Always have it set up, stay a step
Production.
ahead.
Yeah.
Production, exactly, right? With those homes, that kind of goes out the window. We have to get everybody to get off the wall now and prep everybody, because there's no way, even though we have a few laborers, there's no way they're going to keep up with the pace of us laying.
And you can't expect them to, because it's ridiculous, horrible,
right?
And
so
yeah,
that obviously is going to affect pricing. We got to take, you know, an average house will have, you know, 10, 15,000 bricks or whatever. You get 10, 15,000 bricks. You got a hand bomb to the back.
Yeah, you got, you know, like let's say you don't have to hand bomb a house. Let's say you plan, just a random number, 4 or 5 days, right, to finish this house. But now it's too tight. You can't get the machine back there. You got to walk everything to the back. Not only to the back, when you walk it to the back, you got to bring it up to the top.
Bring it up to the top.
So now that's an extra, let's say, 2 days in labor, right? And so that's 2 days of labor and overhead that you got to pay, right, compared to having a machine. You can be in and out in 2 days less, right? So that's why the price reflects the labor, right?
But they don't realize that.
They don't realize. They're like, oh, you know, Jim, Bob, and Sally down the road, you know, they only got this much. I was like, yeah, because, you know, I can drive the machine around back, right?
Just little things like that people don't think about. And they always, I find, especially if you're dealing directly with a homeowner, they always think, you know, you're trying to, they have this attitude like you're trying to screw them. You know what I mean? It's like
we're trying to save your house.
Literally, you know what I mean? And it's like we don't run. You know, I'm sure there are people who run their business like that.
Are there Kijiji Masons out there? Like,
oh man,
yeah,
they'll just come in and I can take care of this toothing, no problem. I'll do it for $500.
That is huge with masonry.
Really? There's a lot. Huh?
Huge. Man.
We hired one guy. You know, we put up an ad, minimum 2 years experience. Tells Antonio was dealing with the guy, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, I got experience.
So I can lay, no problem."
He shows up first day, right? Like this is like one of the first things you learn: do the joints, right?
That's the easiest.
Yeah,
thing.
That's like the
I tell this guy, I was like, "Do the joints,"
and
I walk away, right? Whatever, right? I turn around, he's standing there looking at the wall, and I was like, "Hey man, you're gonna do the joints?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, how am I gonna do these joints?"
I thought Buddy was having a stroke.
And I was like
staring at brick.
I literally looked at him. I was like,
"How long did you leave him for?"
Dude, 5-10 minutes. And he stood there for 5-10 minutes.
Literally, and that's the thing.
He didn't know that he had he needed to grab a tool or even ask.
He lied.
He just lied. Buddy brought. Okay, we have a chipping hammer. I swear to you, this is. I actually laughed.
Oh yeah, the claw hammer.
No, dude, he had a claw hammer and a drywall hammer.
Oh yeah,
to chip the brick. I was like, Buddy, what are you doing? And he's just like, what do you mean? And I was like, man,
that's the first I've ever heard of that.
It was, I literally looked at it. I thought he was kidding.
An East Wing. Must have been an East Wing.
It was, exactly. It was brand new too. I was like, you went to Home Depot and looked for a brick hammer and you bought a drywall.
So the guy in the orange apron gave you a drywall hammer to go brick masonry.
Yeah. And he's sitting there trying to chip it. And it's like,
I honestly walked away and the guy in the apron started like
laughing.
Yeah.
Go back to the break room. Yo, Mark, you never know what I just did.
Never believe what I just did to this guy.
Idiot.
Like, oh my God.
On the face of that man, that owner, he's going to just be like freaking out.
He looked at me because I'm staring at him. Like I could not believe what I was looking at. And I was just like, how long have you been doing this? He's like, I'm a little bit rusty. I was like, okay. Like, sounds good, buddy. So he didn't last.
That piece of steel has got Swiss cheese holes in there. Yeah, that's not rust, man. No. You're not a bit rusty.
No. So that
So why would he lie? 2 years just to get a job?
Some people, because we like to be competitive in our wages.
Pricing. We're always competing with
union prices, right? So like you got guys out there, bricklayers, making like $25-30 an hour. We like to compete with union prices to get good guys, right?
Union guys are making double that,
right? So we put these ads up for this amount of money. You got this guy sitting there. It's like, oh yeah, like I want to make that much.
He's counting the money.
Yeah, he's counting like back to what you said. Yeah, he's counting the money. He should but the thing I don't understand is you're going to show up on a site.
Like, how do you think this is?
Yeah, we're going to see how you work.
You're going to fail the first test.
Like, yeah. That's like, I'm a bricklayer. Like, that's like me going to a house and be like, yeah, I can do your electrical. Yeah. I'm going to light the house on fire. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to try
You could put the box inside the brick.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's you can do that.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would never even, sometimes I don't know how people are thinking.
It's nuts. It's like.
But they get busted right away.
Right away, man.
And
then tell.
Actually, there's one guy, that same guy that was talking about doing the joints, whatever. I was like, okay, man, obviously.
He was still there after that?
No. It was the first day. It was it's all the first day.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, man, like, you know what? Like, obviously you lied, right? He's like, oh, I've done, I replaced a brick or here and there, right? And I was just like, no, man, like, you're a liar, right? But if you want to learn, we can start you off as labor. Let's teach you to become a bricklayer.
That's nice of you guys to
offer
that.
But like, you know what? You want to be into the trade that much where you're willing to literally lie about it. And like
everybody deserves a chance, right?
Yeah, right? So we're like, you know what? Let's teach him.
And what was his response?
So basically said to him, hey, man, it's not going to be the wage that was on the ad.
It's a different game now.
Because you're a labor, right? Yes. And we're going to teach you.
He's like, too. He has no idea.
Yeah, not happy about that. He's like, why? And it was like, okay, man, that's it.
That's how young is this guy?
He was
like
around
34.
Oh, he was similar age, maybe 30. Yeah, 30s.
Okay,
mid-30s.
But he was just like, okay, I'll think about it. And I was like, okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like it does. Right? But it was just like, what do you know what I mean? So back to what he was saying. He's like, you don't know how people think sometimes.
What a missed opportunity, yeah.
And that's what it is. Too,
yeah,
exactly that. People miss out on a lot.
You got somebody that wants to teach you.
Yeah.
That's half the battle.
And that, like, for us too, we are willing to make that investment where when we're teaching people, we understand, especially with the way the world is now, especially here with the high cost of living, we understand people need to pay their bills.
Yeah.
This is a hard trade. So we're willing to not even break even on your wage to teach you in the hopes that you are going to see that and try to become an asset to the company, right? And this is how we talk to our guys too. You know, we tell them, all of our guys we've taught, right? We have a driver and he has tons of experience. He's been doing this for 35 years. So we pay him accordingly.
Yeah.
All the other guys, we've taught them.
They're brand new.
They're
right?
brand new. They came from factories. Like,
You guys are just glutton for punishment, eh? Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of teaching.
I
It
find
is. It's a lot. But we're starting to see now, especially with the laborers. Labor you could pick up because it's not.
You just have to be a go-getter.
Yeah.
Right? We're a worker.
For us, we have to definitely be patient. 110%.
Well, I mean, for like the labor, for your labor to become a laborer, like it's not like bricklaying where it's more technical.
Yeah.
Right. You just got to be able to work. That's it.
Work
right?
smart too.
Yeah.
Right. You got to be able to. We call it reading the wall. You see a window up there, and you know we're gonna need sills, and then we're gonna need our lintels. Why are you waiting for me to tell you that? You know this.
It's inevitable, right?
Exactly. So we try to teach them the right way and actually give a shit and tell them, look, this is how you do this. This is how you stay ahead. If you fall in with laboring, if you fall behind, dude, you're screwed. You have we give them a half an hour in the morning, no bricklayers, where you go
Prep.
You prep. You spread as much brick as you can. You know we're gonna do this whole wall today. You spread all this brick, get yourself ahead, and they start at 7:30, and the bricklayers will come at 8, and we'll start laying. But we give them that, that half an hour. We're like, dude, you better bust your ass. If you're not, I can't help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's stuck on one word in that statement, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Today.
Yeah, today, yeah. So today.
Today? That's
tomorrow,
all he heard from the rest of it. After that word was shared, he was like, today?
Yeah.
Today? No way today.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we tell like, and tomorrow, same thing. Like, you know what I mean?
But that's okay, in my eyes, that's the art.
It is.
It's not
right?
the trade. It's
No,
the art, right?
it is.
That's what it's all about.
And it's bricklaying. We rely on each other. It's
Yeah.
very heavily, like, it's a team.
It's a crew. Yeah,
But our guys are good. Like,
Attention contractors. Alt Labor Solutions is here to transform the way you manage your workforce. Imagine having the power to share your skilled laborers on a temporary basis with fellow contractors who are in need. No unnecessary layoffs for your employees, and best of all, you get paid for the transaction. Alt Labor's innovative platform makes this possible and simplifies the process of lending your workforce, allowing you to collaborate seamlessly. Don't miss out on this game-changing opportunity. Visit them at altlaborsolutions.com and discover the future of flexible labor management. Alt Labor Solutions, where collaboration drives success.
our guys, they're good workers. It's like to say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? That's why when we get these new laborers that know nothing, we teach them how we want them, and they're gonna work how we want them to work. Right?
It's hard too. We found that even though we've had experienced guys and they just weren't taught correctly, and they're really hard to kind of break their ways and kind of, every crew, I guess, or person has their own way of doing things.
Of course, yeah.
But you kind of get guys who are just don't know what they're doing and they think they do. That's another. I'm sure it's with every trade, but especially bricklayers.
They're very prideful people.
Very prideful, right? And everybody's like the best bricklayer in the world, right?
And the big thing is like, they don't want to listen to young guys. Right?
Yeah.
Like you got older guys, you got older bricklayers coming to work for us, older laborers. They're so prideful that us as their bosses, they don't want to listen to us because we're young kids.
I could see it.
Right?
Yeah, to a certain extent, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it too, right? But it's like
at the same time, it's like we're not here to play games.
It's missed opportunity at the
is.
same time.
You know what I mean?
And then we're not unreasonable people. I'm not telling this guy to do something so stupid or so ridiculous. Right? Like, I'm telling them to do something that I would do.
That you've already done.
And it's like,
continue to do.
Exactly.
And
we're not those guys that are sitting in the truck.
Yeah.
We're with these guys every single day. Like, we no shy to hard work.
Like, we're not.
The laborers need help. Dude, we stop laying brick.
You do it because you know the machine, that piece of that cog, if it doesn't move,
100%.
At the end of the day, it's going to affect us, right?
Of course.
Right?
So,
and we want our guys to feel like, you know what? These guys
care about us.
They'll help us. They see us struggling. It's
it's
a
amazing.
Day.
You guys are creating a teaching culture.
Absolutely,
but they don't see that's the real missed opportunity that I'm seeing.
Absolutely,
where it's like it's not the money that you're not making. It's like you're missing the opportunity that a tradesperson who has the skills is actually willing to teach you those skills that will get you so many opportunities later on in life.
Exactly, and we tell our guys exactly that. We tell them, for us, I don't want to pay for these guys' time. You know what I mean? I want them to be of value based on what they know. And I'll gladly teach you that, right? I'll teach you what I know. If you master it and you're now producing, I genuinely want to pay you guys more.
Benefits everybody.
Yeah. It benefits anybody, right?
Yeah, like you're going to make more money. If you make me more money, I'm going to make you more money,
eating,
right?
You're going to eat.
If
I want to keep you guys.
If we're poor, right? If we don't have money, how are we going to support you guys?
Yeah.
Right? Like, how, you know, those masonry companies, the moment it rains, everybody costs too much. So everybody go home. One thing, machine breaks down, right? Home. Everybody goes home.
Right. Which is crazy. It's like Masons especially, you hear that a lot from guys like our other bricklayers. They're surprised at how much we work. And like masonry, you get a lot of rain days or really they use any excuse to like try to kind of just shut it down. You
guys just fight it through.
Well, it's
we
like
fight through it as long as the quality of the work is not getting jeopardized.
Of course.
But you'll figure it out, right? If it's dripping from the roof, we cut PVC pipes in half and make a little downspout,
or even run plastic, like a little downspout, right?
You figure it out.
But it's like we know these guys, like everybody's got bills to pay. If we're sitting guys at home all the time, no one's working, no one's making money, they're gonna be struggling. It's like you know what I mean? Like it doesn't work out well, right? And then if they're struggling, they're gonna find another job, and then we're screwed. So
it's our responsibility to keep our guys. We take pride in that. And we take pride in keeping everybody happy within reason. And as long as nobody's taking advantage of that, which you're going to get those guys.
But you'll see it
right away.
You can tell, right?
You can tell.
We were both employees in our life. It's not like, you know, we never worked for somebody, right? We understand, right? And we're going to run
fed.
We're going to run
you earned everything.
Yeah, we're going to run this how we want to run it, and keeping in mind that we thought as employees, right? Like how we would like to be treated.
Absolutely.
How we didn't, stuff that we didn't like and stuff that we liked, right? We like to carry that on and keep that in mind, right?
How many employees do you guys have?
We're a team of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 7, but let a guy go. So, but we're a team of 6.
I find it, sorry, what's that?
Where does a brick mason who quits, where do they go?
Oh, you'll find them.
They'll just go to, they just hop around, right?
Yeah. So they'll go to just another masonry crew.
Yeah, that's another thing with masonry too.
Everybody knows each other.
Masonry is very much, I want to say, a culture kind of thing. And when I say that, I mean like everybody knows everybody, and you kind of your name, like you'll hear of other crews. I know that guy. I know this guy. Oh, don't hire that guy. It's so intertwined. Like even on one of our sites, like our driver was like had a relationship years ago with one of the supers, and then now she's with another bricklayer, and and you just get things like that, right? And everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
But with that being said, you kind of get these guys that will float. You get floaters, and these guys are okay with going.
Really?
Yeah,
man.
job. That's just how it works.
Those guys, like we've come across many of those bricklayers. They never last with us.
They're arrogant people, right?
Yeah.
And there's a reason why they're jumping around.
Yeah. Right? They can't hold a job. Whether it's union, non-union, like they'll do that within the union as well. They'll float around.
I just came up with a name for those guys. We can call them day traders.
Actually, that's accurate. Yeah. Literally. Yeah.
Like they actually believe that that's the benefit to that skill.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's, I think those guys just don't care.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. So they just want to make money on that day, that week, or whatever.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
that comes down to, I think, to a lot of these guys have this attitude, especially masonry, with it being a dying trade, that you're lucky to have me and I can get away with murder. It's
really,
yeah, dude. It's that is what you get, is that attitude a lot.
And all you guys are doing is like you're trying to deliver good quality for the builder, the homeowner.
Yeah.
Just you got to deal with this shit.
And like
Trade City, it goes back to Trade City.
For us, it's like people that think like that. It's like me and Antonio, we did this and we grinded from the bottom, right? And like, I'll do it all over again to rather not have guys like that.
Yeah.
Right? I do not want guys like that.
Exactly like that attitude. Right? I'll go back if we had to, and everybody, if we don't have employees because we can't find genuine people, I'll do this stuff myself. I do not care.
You're not afraid of it.
Not afraid of it. We've done it.
But you guys also want to grow too, right?
That's the thing.
No, but that's
you're fighting.
That's why we got these new guys, and we're teaching them. We're teaching them what we think is right, and how we want them to work. So it reflects like our guys now. they're guys that we want to keep, right?
Absolutely. So we're very picky about who we keep on, and it's like you kind of got to be on the same wavelength as us, same mentality. Very close knit. We help each other. You know, we don't fight as a crew, especially in any trade. You get these guys telling these guys to go screw themselves left, right, and center. You know what I mean? And it's just like they're not very.
If you know, Todd over there is arguing with Jim, and Todd is talking, arguing with them, and it took 10 minutes. How many bricks can you lay in 10 minutes, right? If the coercion isn't there, the production is not as good, right?
Opportunity, like
even
all kinds.
Absolutely. Even we see it on a production level of if our guys are, you know, you're everybody's happy, everybody's in a good mood. You get the music going, and you're all, you know, it's work. You know, you're gonna be there a big percentage of your life. So you make it a nice environment.
Yeah, get the music going.
Have fun.
You know, work, joke around, laugh, right?
You
like
know, within reason. And
when people are happy, you produce better.
Man,
you work better.
Yeah. Like for us, those walls go up.
Yeah.
And it's a good time. And you sit back and like we notice, we're like, man, that was a good day. It feels great.
If you're grumpy, you're dragging your feet.
Why do
right? You're moping around like this.
And it will reflect on the wall.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You'll totally see that wall's not as good as it could have been, right?
So we try to nip that right in the ass as soon as we start to see somebody's attitude kind of shift, figure out what the problem is, and within reason as employers, solve it. Because we don't want that. That to us, like that bad attitude to us is like cancer within the company. It's contagious. We don't want that to kind of affect everybody else and bring us down. We want everybody on the same page.
Because it will.
And it will.
And the same flip side, when everybody's on point and they're positive, it's going to reflect.
And we've even seen, we've learned that even from when we were employees and you have good days, that's when you okay, maybe the job isn't so bad. You know what I mean? Then the next day you're having a shit day again. And you know
you're miserable, right?
It's the thing. It's very up and down and stuff like that. And we're like, we just want to be good.
I've seen Masons at the end of a good quality day, good production day, take a selfie. And I love their selfies because their head and their body is so small.
And the walls,
the brick,
It's just all brick.
Yeah.
Like, you should be doing a selfie like that. In all fairness,
and we have
our
guys actually do that too.
Yeah,
like,
we actually.
Be there and they're taking a
I love it.
Yeah, send it to their wives. Babe, look, like
it's all brick.
Yeah, I spread every one of these. I laid this.
We had like a videographer there, right, to help us with our social media and stuff. And it's actually, he was taking random pictures of us. Like, me and Tony are sitting on the roof. I'm holding him like I'm his wife or husband or something. His head's nestled in my shoulder like a little boy. Like you know, stuff like that.
That's the vibe you want,
man.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it's nice, and it reflects in every aspect of it, whether it's quality or just the team chemistry, and it reflects and it's investments that I think everybody should be making.
Yeah, it's like you have a machine. Let's say you have your telehandler. You're going to take care of your telehandler. You're going to change the oil.
You know what I mean?
If there's something wrong, you're going to fix it, right?
Yeah.
You know, the guys that you work with are even more valuable than a telehandler, right? So it's the same thing. You're going to take care of them. You're going to fix problems. You know, if there's a problem with this, you got to fix it, right? It's just like everything. Everything.
You guys have the biggest challenge because it's a hard trade. You got young people. Like everybody younger than you guys, or in around the same age?
No, just one guy younger.
One guy's younger than us.
Everybody else is slightly older.
Is 40s, 50s.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah.
So you get in the older trades that are just they want to be on a different crew.
Yeah, you get actually
some are new guys, never done it.
They were green, so they've been with us for about a year now.
Coming from what? Another trade?
So like
from factory work.
I worked at the Honda factory.
Yeah.
And then the one guy there that works for us, Julio, he worked with me at the Honda factory. I ended up leaving Honda, got into brick, and then ended up, after working for somebody, you know, me and Antonio teamed up, did our own thing. We were looking for somebody. I just called around, and he was like, I know some of his family and friends work construction, so I was like, hey, do you know anybody that needs a job?
Yeah.
Calls me back 5 minutes later, I'm going to come work for you. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So he came, he was new, he brought his cousin, he was new. Right,
it's from a factory as well.
from another factory.
So and these guys,
they're killers, man. They bust their ass.
They're good.
Oh
yeah, they're good. Like, and that's what it comes from. It comes from, I find, too, a place of like it's not entitlement. They're willing to learn, you know, and they're also a different generation than now too. But they also like these guys are from El Salvador. Like they've been here for years. But I think having that, it's like the equivalent to of back in the day. It was the Italians and the Portuguese. They come here, and they're raised with that mentality of work. You got to get what you want, because man, a lot of these guys,
give it to you, man.
nobody, and they come here with nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, even us, you know what I mean? He was raised with that same mentality. You know, I was as well. You know, my parents came here and they had nothing. Like my mother comes from a third world country in South America, came here, and you know, all of our family that's come over, that's what you're grown up with.
That's how it is. That's life.
That is life.
That was
right?
their life. Yeah,
I feel like now we're losing that a little bit. And I think that this sense of entitlement starts to come in a lot with the younger generation, where they're used to being handed things. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. But you still get some guys too. And those are the guys that we kind of have to kind of get through and try to find to kind of make, because like you said, we want to grow. So we have to kind of pick through these guys and find out who, you know, people's personalities are and their work ethic and what, you know, hard work means to them. Because everybody says they can work hard.
It's funny. A mason is not a resume trade, right?
No.
Like you got to be on the wall, right?
Yeah.
And you guys ever come across any Portuguese, Italian young masons that are coming into the game? Because I don't see it all that often.
Like starting off?
Yeah. Looking for cutting-edge solutions for your spray foam needs? Look no further than Elastichem Specialty Chemicals. With a remarkable track record spanning over 3 decades, Elastichem stands as an industry leader supplying contractors across Canada with top-grade closed-cell, open-cell, and specialty foam products and accessories. Experience hassle-free spraying in both summer and winter with Insulthane Extreme, Canada's groundbreaking HFO closed-cell product. Time is precious, and we know it. Optimize your efficiency and avoid downtime by choosing the best products with the best technical and customer support. Elevate your spray foam game today with Insulthane Spray Foam products by Elastichem. Give them a try today. Visit their website at www.elastichem.com or give them a call at 1-877-787-2436.
Actually, only if their parents, like their father or grandfather,
or uncle or somebody was.
Yeah.
That's the only way. But most
That's
likely
the
they're
way.
on their crew, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, or the, you know, yeah, like Antonio said, it's usually like
Generational.
I didn't like when I started off, I did interlock. To be honest, when I was younger, I looked at a brick wall. I just thought the bricks were there. I never even thought about someone actually laying the brick, right? And it's crazy. And then now I think about it, like now that I'm doing it, I'm thinking about it's like, yeah, I never even thought about this as a job. And it's not a career option, you know, that's even pushed in schools, right? Even trades, right? Yeah. So like even the opportunity for people to learn about masonry, get into masonry is so slim, right? So these new guys, they only hear about it from a family or a friend, right?
It's very who you know and whatnot. That's how we both got into it. We knew somebody in it.
Yeah.
Right?
I just knew, like...
You never... It's not talked about amongst... If you're not in the trades, it's not talked about at all. Nobody thinks of it, right? And it's funny, too, even like on our business page or our personal pages, you know, we're, like you said, we're very prideful and we post what we do. Yeah. And everybody's, like, astounded that, you know, you built a wall. And I think that comes from them just straight up not thinking about it. Like, how does this get here? What is the process like? It's not something that it's very exposed. Yeah. You know, so.
Or, like, a lot of times, like, I hear people, like, sometimes they're joking. They'll be like, oh, yeah, that's easy. And I could do that. And it's just like, hey, listen.
You hear that a lot.
When I first started, even when I first started laboring, I saw all the bricks. And I was like, yeah, man, who are these guys think they are? I was like, yeah, I can do that. No problem.
The videos that you guys share online of just laying the bricks, the closer up version, where all you see is a hand, right? Yep. Is it you and you? Is it both of you guys?
Yeah,
we try to get
third guy as well.
I try to get everybody in the video.
Yeah, we try to include everybody because, like I said, every part is important to us. So, but yeah, we do those videos too to kind of show off of our, not only of like what we do, but show off the quality. So you show off of what we, you know, how.
Oh, I see it. And the thing is, what I also noticed too, because I watched that happening, right, for a long, long time through my dad or through other people that I've worked with, through Canadians and Irishmen, and all kinds of people like that, right? You guys have a slightly, I'm going to say, more efficient way of laying bricks. Like when I watch the trowel, I watch that trowel move a certain way that it's more efficient, which is great, right? Which is amazing. But then I also watch a video where you're going left to right, right to left. Yeah, and the efficiency is still the same, man. Yeah. And I'm like, that's not easy. That's skill.
Yeah. Right? That's the thing. Like and I feel like that happens with definitely obviously experience. Yeah. But it comes down to, you know, we're literally laying, you know, if it's a straight wall, we'll lay 1,000 bricks each in a day. right? And people like, you know, get a lot of bricklayers too, especially like, oh, bullshit, man. There's no,
No,
like,
it's not bullshit.
We'll do
No,
it.
that's not bullshit.
Right, and they're quality bricks too,
Yeah.
right? Because for us, like a lot of joke is in when we were in the union, like, oh, a brick laid is a brick paid. They don't care what it looks like. You know, it's crooked, it's in, it's out. It's, you know, you could get a raccoon could climb up the wall because it's so lippy. You know what I mean? They're like, I don't care. So we definitely don't operate like that.
Just picture this family of raccoons just watching.
Just
yeah, we'll be going up there today.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Today? Yeah, we'll be going today.
So with that, we definitely try to have the numbers that get pumped in for production, but we will not sacrifice.
But you're not doing it for ego. You're not doing it to show off or anything like that.
It's just
it's your business.
who we
our
are.
business.
That's who you guys are.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We just try to be the best at it.
Yeah.
And we try to get better every day.
And like us growing up, you know, we've been told our whole life, like, go, you got to work, go,
Yeah.
right? So it's bred into us to work, go,
Yeah.
right? Like, work hard, go fast, whatever, get it done. But like, also, we got like, because it's our own company, we got to keep the quality there, right? We take pride in our work, but that's just us.
So now we're at that point now where we have like one of our apprentices who's laying brick. We want he knew how to lay brick, but you could tell he came from a crew that was just really didn't
get
care.
it done.
Yeah.
Well, they also did like stuff like they didn't do stuff properly in the other crew. I like he would tell us stuff, like he would tell me stuff that, you know, that crew did or whatnot, right? And then it's like,
we're like, okay,
don't
do that.
Yeah, don't
like,
do
this
that.
This is the way to do it, right? So, and we're generally very excited. We've seen a lot of growth with him specifically, like on the wall, huge growth, because he's from the Dominican, and he wants to learn, right? And
he's a worker, yeah, for sure.
He's a hard worker. Dude, if we're at work, this guy stays. Yeah. His first week with us, he works 67 hours. Yeah. His first week.
And he does, like, that guy is not, like...
And he wasn't tired, huh?
No. He'll ask me, he'll be like...
Saturdays, Sundays, let's go.
Yeah, he'll ask me, he's like, he can get a ride to work or from somebody else, but he'll ride with me because you're like, I'll leave when you leave, right? So he knows.
Plus, he wants to pick your brain.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Classes in session, right? While you're driving to
for sure.
Right? And we talk exactly that, but I love that. He'll ask, he'll be sitting there, be like, so, you know, he'll ask about how we lay, like how it's efficient, whatever. He's like, what do I do? Because he sees it. And I'm like, hey, man, you got to do this. So we'll sit there and we gladly stop laying brick, slow it down for a second and show him. Lay like this, and we'll tell him like even little pointers, like, you know, as many times as little as you can pass the trowel over that brick, because the more times you pass it, the higher chance you're going to dirty the brick with the mortar. Yep. B is like, if you're 1, 2, you get guys who come scrapers. You know, you're scrape, tap, 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 scrape. It's like, okay, you know what, the brick is perfect, it's great, but you could be more efficient. Case in point, how we lay 1, 2, butter. So it's less movements, right? So even to the point where guys will go like this to scrape the brick and then butter. But for us, we go 1, 2, butter. I know. It's less movement. So
like 2, you know, you got, let's say you do 2 scrapes, 1 brick. Let's see somebody who does 4. The numbers might not be exact, but that's almost, you could have done 2 bricks because it's the equal amount of swipes, right?
So now, and then that goes to our mentality where it's like, we teach the guy how to lay like this. He's getting more brick in the wall.
He's going to be faster than you guys.
I hope so.
And that's exactly what's
right.
Well, I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so, right?
Totally, right. That's what we want.
That's what I saw in those videos. Is like the efficiency was there that I hadn't seen in older masons.
Yeah.
No.
Right. So we try to generally like perfect it and try to waste as little amount of time as possible to be more productive. Yeah. Right. And it's cool. It's nice to see that when, you know, even when we stand back and we're watching the guys and seeing how everybody's operating, you know, one guy is spreading brick, one guy on the first level, the other guy knows we're going to go up soon, so he's on the higher level spreading brick. We got our driver mixing mortar. One guy's doing joints, he finished his section, so the other 2 guys are lifting the planks. Everybody's doing something, and we're always staying a second ahead. That way, when the joints are done, we're up and we're ready to attack the next section of brick. Yep. Everybody's on the same page, nobody's falling behind, and we're all good to go.
It's like a well-oiled machine, right?
Yeah, it's like very flowy.
Well, that's what you're creating.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You guys, I guess you don't ever have the opportunity to make suggestions. Once it's done, unless it's an ultra custom home, then you can make suggestions.
Sometimes, no. We've been on like residential sites, and you know, sometimes we'll bring up plans, and the plans aren't, you know, practical or right. So you know, we'll tell the super asks for opinions. We'll give an
really?
opinion.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'd be like, okay, do it that way.
Not necessarily with like the design.
Yeah,
but if there's
more so
like a structural problem.
How
or
it's done,
how
right?
It's,
Yeah.
how are we going to get this brick in this section? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Things like that. We make suggestions like you could do it like this or you could do it like this.
But you're right though, in customs, like
Definitely
you know,
custom.
Then you got some opportunity,
yeah, because it's
right,
like
to do certain things.
hey man, like you know, you said you wanted this, but you know, in the houses we've seen that done, and it doesn't look
Here's
good.
a thought.
Or if you do this, you know, I've seen that done, and it looks way better, right? And then most of the time they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, that sounds better,
So
right?
when we do that, and it's always custom homes when we get into that
course,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Builders don't really care. They have their set plan for the whole site.
Well, that's
right?
what they sold, right?
Exactly. So they don't want to.
And
break
that's what you
free
guys
from
have
that.
priced too.
Exactly.
You price out the
Exactly.
drawings,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Custom homes, like I said, is a different game. So with that, when we first initially talk to them with the plans, they'll ask even too, because you know homeowners and even contractors within a single house, they're not scared to kind of veer away from the plans because they'll just tell us, oh, you know what, we want to design here, and we'll just remember that.
Yeah.
So they'll ask, you know, what do you think if we should do here? What should we do here? And we kind of ask now, you know, what kind of look are you going for? Oh, you know, I want more of a traditional. Okay, then you know what? If you want to go all out, you have a brick stack along the windows. You could put precast. You could put a soldier course, a keystone. Okay, you know what? We want to go modern.
More sleek.
You eliminate all that.
Eliminate all that. Keep everything very boxy
Straight,
and go straight.
box, yeah.
Right. It just depends on what your look. So we kind of give our opinion in that sense based on like what we've seen. But yeah, that's pretty
Whose
much
brick do you guys like to work with?
We've been using a lot of Brampton brick.
A lot of
It's
Brampton
just,
brick.
you know, we on the site we were working on, it was all Brampton brick. We got hooked up with the supplier at Brampton Brick.
Yeah,
so you know, we just been using a lot of Brampton brick because they've been treating us good.
There's a huge brick shortage right now,
But Brampton Brick makes their brick.
yeah, they make the brick here.
There was
But
issues.
they actually, the raw materials are from here.
Yeah.
So
So
where's the shortage?
There was issues, I think, at the plant.
with the plant, with the ovens, I believe so. Brampton brick is not a huge shortage right now. It's more Canada brick that's got the big shortage. They're the two main guys. It's used to be Meridian brick. They just went back, so they started out as I believe, can't remember if they started as Canada brick or Hanson brick, and then
Hanson,
I think it was Hanson, I believe. I could be wrong, but and then I went to Canada brick, then I went to Meridian, now it's back to Canada brick.
Yeah.
Anyways, little history lesson there. They
but it was all plant shortage.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
for Meridian or Canada brick, I believe it was the ovens. I think they closed their ovens that cooked the brick, and they had to maintain do some maintenance on them or whatever. That's what I've heard from the
Change the light bulb.
yeah, I have no clue. Right. So
in the easy bake oven.
yeah, right. So
See the one guy walking in with a bulb.
yeah, big balls.
No, it's a
yeah.
little more
It's like a
complicated.
buddy, yeah.
I've been in the Brampton Brick Factory. I've seen the ovens, and
Yeah.
it's pretty impressive. Like
It is, they're
the
huge,
length of it and where
yeah.
it starts, and by the time it comes out, it's a completed brick, right?
Yeah. So
which is pretty impressive.
that's definitely put a strain on us this year. We've had to stay like very much ahead. Like at the beginning of the year, we were calling for, you know, when we were doing townhomes at the beginning of the year on a site, you know, we're calling for 30,000 bricks deliveries. That's a full truck, right?
Yeah.
And even on top of that, there at one point there was a masonry shortage
year before.
overlapping the brick shortage, so
Yeah.
you couldn't get nothing
I'm
if
like,
you
dude,
didn't
what are you gonna
order.
be short on now brick ties. Like
if you didn't order weeks or sometimes months ahead,
man,
you are not
it's
working
crazy.
and you had nothing, right?
So how were you guys closing a whole? That's screwing the whole process.
Well,
order.
we just plan ahead, right?
plan
And like,
ahead. Yeah.
with
So
this-
we know a lot of guys, even it's still in the union, and those guys kind of get the word from the higher ups.
Yeah.
So they were close with them. So
and
they
then
would
we
call
trickles
us,
down to us. We
right?
hear.
They'd be like, hey man, like
So we
have,
prepare, right?
Our old employer, he's very high up with like Medi Group and those guys. So they would let him know, you know what, it's gonna be shortage or whatever. So he called me and be like, dude, make your deliveries like early. So he helped us up a lot. And
but you had some shortages. But
Oh yeah,
not
Yeah.
enough to
But
affect-
even the guy at Brampton Brick over there, Steve, you know, he's whenever we've asked him, he's helped us out, right?
Yeah.
He's
it's
pushed
gone to the point
yeah.
where we've told him, like, look, man, we need this brick.
He'll
This
get
house
it
needs
for
to
us.
Done. He'll steal it from another site that he knows they're months in ahead, And he'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to transfer this brick over here, and then I'll work on, because we need it now.
Yeah.
Like, he would never screw those guys over for us, obviously, but he'll organize it to a point where he'll send a truck, pick that brick up, drop it off to us.
Just logistics.
But he could honestly, he could be like, no, I don't, there's nothing, right? But they
it's gotten close to those points too, but we've always, that's the good thing about being in custom homes, as well as sites, custom homes, and even repairs. We try to always, it's never an option for us to, okay, sorry boys, we have no work today, there's no brick. Yeah. We just send them to do a chimney, for a couple
days. It's like little stuff, jobs, right? Yeah.
There's always a kid learning how to drive.
Yeah.
Cut exactly, right?
Cut out the window or fill in a door.
So we always, that just comes down to business itself. It'll just come down to organization and just being informed about, what's going on.
He's got to be on top of everything, right?
Yeah.
What's the cool... Located in southwestern Ontario, Isometrics Building Products provides quality insulated concrete forming products and support to customers across Ontario as well as internationally. With over 20 years of experience in the ICF industry, Isometrics Building Products has been a leading supplier of ICF and accompanied products to Ontario's construction industry. Specializing in Amphic ICF products as well as Insodeck, Fab Forms, Fast Foot products, MST's fiberglass rebar, bracing rental, and so much more. Isometrics provides unparalleled customer service as well as fast and reliable tech support for any job. Distributing out of Kitchener with their own fleet of trucks means fast turnaround and versatile delivery to virtually any job site. As one of the leading ICF distributors in Ontario, Isometrics can work alongside you all the way, whether the job be residential, commercial, or institutional. Check out Isometrics with 2 X's at isometrics.ca and on IG at isometricsicf, and also get in touch with them at isometrics.office@gmail.com. What's the cool brick color that people are using these days?
It's cool. I
know that like creep makers bringing in a lot of the European style bricks, which they're nice looking bricks. Are they really cool for residential?
You know what?
That is still an argument.
Like the past 2 houses, like the one we're on now in Saga, we did another one in Utopia, or whatever. Yeah. It's this concrete brick from Permacon. Horrible delay. But to be honest, delay, man. Now that we did concrete, but we've done both of them.
People are going that way too because of the clay brick shortage. So now they're like, okay, I'm not going to delay this months.
Based on the size of it,
like it's a max brick.
It's a max brick.
Yeah, they match the size. Yeah, the same size. It's a max brick.
I used to hate it. Now that I look at it, now that we've done 2, I actually really like it now.
It looks good. We're going to be showcasing it on our page as well.
Yeah, you'll see it on Instagram. It's
very satisfying when it's done correctly. That's the kind of brick, though, that we say that'll separate the boys to the men. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a challenging brick to lay.
It's a very challenging brick to lay.
Let's say, a clay brick, you put it down, it absorbs water, right?
It's very
porous.
See it.
Yeah,
you literally see it on the end.
You got this concrete brick, you're putting down, it's not absorbing anything, it's floating, right? So if you've got a big joint, it's not working well. It
pushes the water out from the brick. So especially in winters, it's a straight edge. For these 2 houses we've done, it's a straight edge brick. It's concrete brick, and we got freezing temperatures. It's the worst possible combination of
no
things.
Holes.
There are holes in this one.
It's kind of like
that's the only thing. There are bricks where there's no holes.
That's horrible.
It's horrible. They float.
This one has holes, but because it's concrete, it still floats a little bit. And everything starts sinking because nothing's drying up, right? So
the heavier brick too. Then
oh yeah. I would say almost maybe another third of the way, and almost double.
Yeah, almost double. Yeah, definitely.
What's that going to look like when it's weathered? Like, I know what brick looks like when it's weathered.
Like concrete brick?
Yeah, what's it?
It definitely holds up better.
Yeah,
I would say. Yeah, because it doesn't absorb as much, so the elements kind of just sit. And concrete I'm guessing is just.
I'm just thinking rain hitting it, and
I think it's less porous too, right?
And it's just a stronger. It's more dense too. It's not as porous. It's very compacted. It's not. I guess the weight is coming from that too. It's very dense. Yeah. Like we picked up these bricks and we're like, oh man. Like,
no, that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
you're almost working twice as much, man.
Literally,
just to do the same amount of bricks, right?
Yeah. So it is what it is. You kind of got to do what you got to do. But the finished product, I will say, is if it's done correctly, it's very nice.
I started really liking that brick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We actually like.
I'll never say anything positive about those bricks that you screw in. You know the ones I don't even know what brand that is or whatever. The
thin ones, like the veneer.
I don't. I think it's almost like a full brick. It just kind of sits on it. It's almost like siding, and then you put a screw in to hold it, then you put the next one mortarless.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
like
see
a
what you're
dry
saying.
stack. And yeah, we don't.
That's not
masonry though.
Yeah,
that's not
I'd say.
masonry.
No.
No.
That's got nothing to do with masonry.
No, literally.
That's got everything to do with I want it to look like brick, but it looks like shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it looks like,
Yeah.
right?
We get a lot of things like that too. People asking us. We steer clear from it. We're masons, right? So you get a lot of people asking. The only thing that we will do is like a lot of indoor things. We'll take indoor jobs sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is good. We get fireplaces and stuff, and it will be like culture stone, which is it looks dry stack, but
It's a veneer, yeah.
It's a veneer. A lot of bricklayers will argue that's not brick either, like more for tile. But
we'll do it.
We'll do it.
It's a fine line, but it's got the same principles as brick laying.
Absolutely.
It also has the same principles as tile laying.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
But there's mortar involved. There's joints involved. There's
Definitely.
still jointing going on. It's not like, there's still work there. The hard part is that you have to do your numbers right so you don't cut any of those pieces.
That's what it is.
Because it's pure aggregate.
I think you just gotta, if you gotta be good at everything. You gotta know everything. Right?
Yeah.
Like
Just knowing your trade.
Yeah, you gotta, even if it's arguably not part of masonry, even if it is arguably masonry, why not try to learn it, right? Try to get good at it, right? It opens up opportunities, right? You never know.
Yeah.
The real art is in the posts, eh? Like as much as like I like timber framing and I like timber posts.
Yeah.
I think I prefer a brick or a stone post.
Yeah.
cladding that
Those are
timber.
cool. We actually saw a post. I can't remember what it was.
The spiral.
The spiral post.
I saw
Yeah,
I saw that.
amazing work.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is really
crazy nuts.
amazing.
Those are crazy.
It's amazing work. It's great. I don't know if I would. I think that one post was monstrous. Like that was
it's huge.
2-story. Two posts.
Two massive pillars.
Yeah,
massive
huge.
pillars. They weren't even like they were. Like an average post, even on a site, will be a brick and a header. So it's like 14 inches.
Yeah.
These are like, those posts were like
they were
3
massive,
bricks. So
yeah.
they were thick posts.
That's a selfie where the guy's not even in the picture.
Yeah,
you know what
literally.
I mean?
It's like
it's
that's
just
the
the
work.
post himself.
Yeah.
I remember I sent it to Antonio there and I was like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Challenging.
It is.
Satisfying at the
It
end
is
of it.
very satisfying, right? So that's some cool work you can kind of get into.
yeah, like you can tell, you look at those guys and you're like, whoever did that, that's a good mason.
Yeah.
They
Right
figured
there.
it out.
They
They
took
had
the
the
time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
definitely like something to be proud of and a prideful job.
For sure.
How long are you guys going to be in the game for? Like, how are you guys looking at this long? Because that's the thing is that I've said on the show, it's like every trade is perishable.
Yeah.
Yours is much faster perishable.
Yeah. It's definitely it wears on your body a lot. Like I said, we're only 27 and I have the back of a 50-year-old, so it's kind of concerning.
Stretching.
Man, like seriously.
Stretching. But still, brick is heavy, mortar is heavy.
It is.
Trowel
right?
is heavy.
I mean, I don't make it any better on myself. I go to the gym, goes to the gym too after work and stuff. That's kind of.
I think,
but with
I think we'll always be masons for life. Or bricklayers.
It's because we love the trade.
Right.
We hope to get to the company, which when I say we hope, I mean we're gonna do it. We're very determined. There's no.
We don't have to. We don't have to break our backs, right?
Yeah.
Like,
where
You just become a teaching trade.
exactly right.
Like, that's the goal.
We never want to be like I said. Even though we're not on the tools, we never want to be those bosses that's just like kind of point and do this kind of thing. We want to be present in whatever, but at the same time, we hope to be see a lot of growth as the years go on, and we're both on the same page there. Where we want to be masons, and we just want to see how big this can go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so we're gonna push ourselves to get to that point.
Yeah.
But whether we like it or not, you are right where you kind of almost have to have a way out of like the heavy labor.
it's not. You just. A lot of these masons, older guys.
You see them, man.
Yeah, they're done.
Buddy, they look like walking.
They
corpses,
retire.
some of them.
They retire. They die.
Literally.
Like
Their legs are bowed a certain way.
Well,
Their
man.
shoulders
Yeah.
are like above their head.
Yeah, they're very
That's not-
hunchback.
They've got
too, a lot of the
Popeye
block
forearms.
guys.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Understand that. It's
Absolutely.
leather like skin.
Yeah.
it's not what like. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be 60 years old. Like needing my wife to help me out of bed or whatever. Right? Like we do this. We'll
You'd probably
always
get out of bed faster if there was a brick there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, she's got like a trail of brick from the bed to like the sink.
Now you can
Yeah,
move.
and then all of a sudden there's like
do what we gotta
at the
do.
sink there's a pile of dishes. I'm like, oh, I got duked.
No, it's tough. But there's also I'm sure you guys are teaching these kids there's an easier way to be physical in this physical job.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Where you don't beat up your body to the point
No.
where, I mean, but we all see it. I saw it in my dad. He was in his 50s, and it was just like hard to get out of a chair.
Yeah, it's crazy. I see it with my father as well.
You know, in the early 50s, it was hard to get out of a chair. And like, you never want that, right?
No, like that defeats the whole purpose of what you're trying to do, trying to become successful. But if you don't have your health, you got nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to be smart. So even like little things, like it goes along with being efficient. And when we're teaching these guys, even when we teach them to lift the planks, we're like, man, don't bend over and lift the planks with your spinal cord.
Yeah, you're trying to muscle,
crew, right?
Yeah.
So don't always be, you know.
No, you don't got to be that guy, right?
Yeah.
It's not always about being that guy.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Now tomorrow you're going to be tired as hell.
Or you can pull something.
You could have worked,
something.
done it with two guys.
I'm the one to talk. I do it all the time. I literally just pulled my back the other day. I tripped on a piece of plastic and I tried to hold a stone in my hand. I went forward. You think I went home? Yeah, right. I kept working with the tweak back. I don't care. I made it worse. But so I'm the one to talk. But at the same time, you know, your body is your tool.
Yep.
It's just as important as your trowel in your hand or the telehandler, the forklift, the mixer, whatever. You know, if you don't have your back, your legs, your body, buddy, you're not going to
affect
nowhere.
the line, man.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
even your life outside of work. Like if you're messed up and angled
there's
up,
a lot of concrete guys,
right?
especially the Irish and the English playing rugby and playing football.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you realize when you get older, you can't
done.
make that one pivot really fast.
You're moving a little slower. Your recovery time's a little bit. It's that extra day. Even the hangovers are starting to last a little bit longer.
As long as the hangovers are not on site. But
that's the thing.
Yeah,
man.
I've seen those crews, some of those crews.
Oh yeah, a lot of those.
Like they're driven not by energy drinks, they're driven by alcohol. And I'm like,
and other stuff. You know,
see a lot of guys, even back when we were employees. It's crazy, man. You see, every bricklayer has a coffee cup beside them. Buddy, it's not coffee in there. You know what I mean? You see that a lot.
Because that's what gets them through the day, I guess.
Yeah.
They're operating alcoholics, some of them.
It's not just the brickies. There's other trades.
Yeah, it's every trade, man.
We had a meeting on one of our sites. You know, people are crazy, man, on these sites sometimes. And I actually, like, I look around. I'm like, who's doing this kind of stuff? But we had to have a site meeting about not, you know, taking shits in the sub pumps in the basement. And it's like, why do you have to say that? You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't. I've
heard of those.
People are pissing in like the heat exchange. So when the customer moves in this house, turns on his heat, your whole house smells like piss.
It's crazy. And it's just like, we're all having meetings about this, and we're like,
to bring it up.
Yeah, it's like the fact that I'm even...
This is a conversation.
Literally, I'm not laying brick right now because some guy's taking dumps in the basement. Like, this is so stupid.
I've heard it like on the gravel before the concrete gets poured in the basement.
People do all the time.
And then it's almost like a litter box, and they just push the gravel.
Well, it's not poured, and it's like, buddy, there's a porta potty in this driveway.
Yeah, that's what I don't
understand. Oh, it's dirty. I'm like, okay. Like, can't talk to you.
So get in the trades, everybody, so you can take it down to the basement.
You know what I mean?
No, it's just like there's bad apples in every industry.
It is.
That's
right?
all. It's not just
110%. We said that too, and they're like, you know, the other trades are getting, the other owners are like, why do we have to keep talking about this? It's one guy, and they're like, yeah, but we don't know who this person is.
Find the guy out.
You're gonna have to, right? But there's always gonna be. Unfortunately, that's
today's technology. You could probably put like webcams in the basement or something like that, and have lights light up as soon as they squat.
Absolutely.
Program it to any trade that squats, and the lights go up, and all of a sudden he's being filmed. Right?
Absolutely. I'll never forget, man. We were on a site, and this kid. It was they made the new laborer. The site made the new laborer go clean the basement, and this guy's walking out with like shit on this like shovel, and he's walking by looking at us like we did it. I was like, man, I'm sorry, like it wasn't us.
He's probably looking at it wondering whose is it.
I
go, you can try to fingerprint that thing. Like I don't know how you're gonna do that, but
it was crazy. He was pissed, obviously. I understand, right? But
it sucks.
It does suck, but you get that, man, on these sites.
But that's what your trade gets too, especially in the harsher climates.
Yeah.
Like the potties are not clean. If there's a potty, like the site conditions are not the greatest.
They're disgusting, man. Like I remember one of our guys, fresh, never worked in construction, came. He's like, I used the bathroom, and he's like, I go to Tim Hortons. I was like, use that porta potty there. And this was a custom home, right? It's they're a little nicer. He goes in, comes out. I'm not using that, man. That's disgusting. I walk in there, and it was like I don't know. I walked into like the Taj Mahal. It was so clean. I was like, dude, this is like, you wait till we get on that residential site. You are going to be so screwed.
Yeah.
You're not going to
Let
go
him
to the
go to
bathroom
Tim
all
Hortons and
day.
tell him to bring a black light.
Yeah, literally. Exactly.
I'd rather use the porta potty.
You
I'm
know?
sorry to say.
Yeah, there's less guys using it, right? Especially on a custom home, you know, less foot traffic in there.
Tell the kid to bring a black light tomorrow.
Yeah,
Just put it on the porta
absolutely.
potty, and you'll find it pristine clean. As simple as that.
But it was just hilarious. Like,
some of them get disgusting.
Yeah.
Though.
no, there's lots of trades I know that refuse to use it. They just, and I always use it. I don't care. That's
the thing. Like, you know, we kind of. I'm definitely a clincher. You know, unless it's like if I'm in there, buddy, I'm about to shit my pants. Like,
you do like the maximum amount of time you possibly can wait. If you try to time it a certain way where you can get one out before you leave the home, and then make it back home after that.
Absolutely.
Right. So it helps if you don't eat all day. That'll totally help if you don't eat. But then again, you got people just constantly eating all day. Right.
That's the thing. We're downing coffees like nothing. Right. So that doesn't help either. Anyway.
Fast Foot by Fab Form protects your forming lumber from the concrete, so stripping it's a breeze and can be reused over and over. You can tie it into your wall and slab membranes to prevent moisture from wicking into the home through your footing. With the crazy prices of lumber lately, it's time to start looking at doing things differently. Find them at www.fab-nativeform.com and follow them on IG. Fab Form Industries. Well, you guys do good work. You guys do really good work. So it's like it's it's surprising to see good work on the subdivision stuff, like the lower stuff, right? That's a rare, right? Which is great for you guys.
That's the thing. We try to have we honestly with the subdivision we do that and we pride ourselves on that. We use it as a selling feature. As well as even our age, you know what I mean? A lot of these, we use that as...
People still looking at you guys going, you guys are too young to be...
For bricklayers, They're like, man, what is... Like, you know, and they make them skeptical, but we tell everybody, we kind of use it as a sales pitch. We're like, look, man, like, you know...
You wait.
So-and-so is your current bricklayer, the guys you've been using, those guys are on their way of retirement in the next couple of years. We're their next guys. We will replace them. And we talk our shit, you know, we're going to do them faster. We'll do them clean. And, you know, let us do a couple homes, and usually they'll have us back.
Usually we get you, if they let us get on those couple homes, right?
You'll see it.
Well, usually we stay, right? I would say actually 100% of the time.
I don't think we've ever been told.
Right? And like, it's just, we're young, we're go-getters. Yeah. You know,
long term, we use that as our selling point for long term.
Yes, you're building a relationship.
Relationships where it's insured work, especially on the sites. We love the sites because you get to roll with that. You know
we're going to be their guys. This guy, let's say this guy's 50 or 60, right? He's got maybe a few years left, and then you got to find someone else. You get us in there. We got our life.
You guys are doing the
we got our lifetime, right? We get in there. You know, we're with you guys till we're done, and we got 30 plus years, right?
Doing this, you know what I mean?
So if you get us in there,
you guys Photoshop your profile pics, man. That's all.
Yeah,
add a little bit of gray and that's a few wrinkles, and that's it, right? So then they'll go, okay, hire these guys, and you guys show up and. I had a little bit of work in South America.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
I'm younger now.
Don't worry about it.
I got to get to the 12 questions. Everybody, I want to just AT Brick and Stone, Antonio Trakas and Kevin Wu. And on IG, it's AT_Brick and Stone, the word and it's Antonio.Trakas, TRAKAS @hotmail.com. And the phone number is 705-717-2502. I got it right?
You got it all right, sir. Right.
You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Actually, before I get to this, what trowel you guys use?
London.
I was a big Philadelphia trowel guy.
We're always Philly guys.
Yeah. And then he got a London, and I used to talk crap about Londons. And then I bought a London, used it, and I was like, can't go back.
Yeah.
So all the kids are all Londons now?
Yeah. Actually,
all our guys.
He has a Philly.
But I think he is going to try and switch to a London.
He dropped his trowel. We had an extra one. He used a London. He's like, I like this.
Yeah.
And it's, I was looking at, again, back when I was working for somebody, my buddy, he had a London. And I was like, man, how are you using this thing?
Same here.
Where you kind of talk your shit.
Yeah, of course.
I picked it up. I was like, never mind.
It's nice.
And I mean, like, I guess the go-to for joints has always been the Cove, right?
Like the round joint,
right?
Round joint.
But I mean, nobody's ever raking. Nobody's ever doing.
Not really anymore. That was kind of they stopped those. I want to say about maybe 15, 20 years ago. The reason they started doing joiner was it hides a lot of imperfections. Kind of makes
if you're raking it right, everything's clean, crisp,
right to the edge, and it's more flat and it's faster for the bricklayers. The fronts of houses generally on sites, especially, are the replacement of a rake was a wire brush. Again, because it's faster,
more efficient, right?
It's more efficient. So they kind of keep the front like really crisp. And you know, it's if you call them front guys, obviously, and you know that's you're a front guy. You're a little slower usually, but you actually give a shit about what you're laying.
No, you do good. Yeah,
you do good work. It's because it's wire brush. So if a brick is, you know, if you look down the line or whatever after, you know, your scaffold's out and whatever, you know, homeowner comes and looks down the line, they see it like lipping like that.
Yep.
It's a lot more noticeable with the wire brush.
Yeah, that's why.
So,
but no, I'm paying attention to it. It's just I was never a fan of just a scrape. It's just a chop off. Like, that's an old English. Is that old English kind of study?
I don't know.
Not sure.
I don't know where the history is of that. I'm sure some Mason's going to probably send me a message now. Where it is, but I was never a fan of it. Just to me, it looked unfinished.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely does, right? So
All right. What is your favorite construction word, gentlemen?
Construction word?
Word.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say it on here.
Sure you can.
No,
you can swear.
I don't know. I think I always say a lot. I always sit there. I would go bullshit. I always say exactly like that, or I'll say
BOO
like,
or BOO.
I don't even know. Or I'll go. Antonio knows this a lot. It's I'll go fuck. You know,
dude, he puts so much emphasis on that. Like he'll hit his knee. Fuck. I'm like, this guy heard it something.
Stop swearing, you're spitting.
And I think mine for Antonio would be it's fine. It's fine. Everything.
We'll get
fine.
to it.
Yeah, I'm like, don't worry, it's fine. I don't want anybody freaking out. Like, everybody just relax. It's fine. Like, it's okay. It's another word I say a lot. Would be like, we say it in Guyana. It's skunt.
Skunt.
Yeah. It's a Guyanese thing, but it's just kind of
What's
like.
it mean?
I guess
nastiness.
Yeah.
Whatever you want it to mean.
Yeah, but it's kind of like
okay.
it's like our word. It's like how the Portuguese say "carai."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, carai. Like that's our
skunt,
word, right? So that's kind of like it's just something funny we say all the time.
What's your least favorite tool?
Slicker.
Slicker
because I always lose them. Like I'm always like it's slickers where you take out the weeping holes.
Yeah.
And it's very small, so I'm always losing them. So dude, I'll buy like 10 slickers a year. I always look at everybody else like, what'd you do with my slickers?
Because
like,
they're so small, man. It's like easy to lose it.
Very easy. So that's probably my favorite, or least favorite.
I think mine least favorite would be joiner because I just like laying brick. I don't like doing the joints.
You don't like doing joints?
Oh, it's not I don't like it. It's my least favorite part of laying brick.
Because you stop your with brick, you get a flow going.
So
right? Once you stop your flow, you're like, okay, I got to do the joints.
You got the music going. It's like you're dancing. You're going. All of a sudden, it's like, mood calms down. You're like,
yeah. But honestly, we tell the guys this too. We shouldn't even say that, but we tell the guys this too. The joints are the most important part.
Yeah,
it's the finish.
It's the finish. You could have shit bricks, but if you have clean and good finished joints,
you tell the difference.
Pass. You know what I mean? And we don't like saying they'll pass, but they will.
You'll make mediocre bricks look good with good joints.
Clean joints. But if you have good bricks and shit joints, it's gonna look like shit.
It's gonna look bad. Right?
You guys brush your carpet?
We actually do two things.
We do we brush them, and then Antonio actually showed me this trick. You get what is it like those?
It's like a tile float.
It's like a rubber float. It's like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and we use that.
So back in the day, the older bricklayers, what they'll do is they take. You remember those balls that used to look like kind of like the Pepsi logo, like they're white and blue,
like little foam rubberized balls.
They cut them in half, and it takes the mortar right off. So
like the staining, right?
That a buddy of mine, he's older, he's very experienced bricklayer, and he's like, man, like check this out. He showed me this years ago.
That's slick.
So every time we get to a site, they're like, what are you doing? It helps us a lot with the black brick. Very modern. So we've done a lot of black brick. Our homes that we've done with black brick are always mint because of those floats.
It's like a fabric SOS pad kind of.
Literally.
Yeah.
Right?
That's actually a slick
if you got, if you use the balls, you cut them in half.
Yeah.
You'll bust your knuckles.
Dude, your knuckles
up.
You just hit blood all over the wall. Your knuckles are gone. You're like,
it's like there's no mortar stains, but there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god. You come home and your knuckles look like you've been in a hockey fight. You're just sitting there like, oh my god.
Like these things we get, they're a little bit more pricey, obviously, but it's worth it. It's got a handle.
They're bigger. They last longer.
Yeah, and like you can really push.
And you don't get any blood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we're not sacrificing our knuckles.
Yeah, I'm not going bullshit every time.
What construction sound do you guys love?
I like the sound of the trowel scraping on the brick.
Yeah. You could do like what are those things called on the internet?
ASMRs.
ASMR. Yeah. I swear you could do an ASMR with the trowel scraping. I think what it is too is, well, obviously we know, but you can hear a smooth movement passing if it's a straight brick.
Totally.
If it's lippy, it gets caught kind of thing. So I think that's
a nice sound.
Yeah, it's a nice sound.
What's your favorite beverage?
Yeah, it's a drink called a ting.
You like ting? Yeah, ting. Yeah, I know ting.
I love tings.
Yeah, you go to any Caribbean place.
Yeah.
Ting,
There's always a ting.
You'll see ting and you'll never see Coke.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So I love tings.
I'm Asian, so I love bubble tea.
What?
Bubble tea.
Yo, I'm Asian?
Didn't say that on the resume.
When did that happen?
What turns you on and off in construction?
In construction, I like guys when friendly, willing to teach, like shared knowledge.
Yeah.
Turns me off when you got like, those guys think they're the alpha males, the best.
Think they're the best.
Right? And it's like
those traditional guys that give construction traditionally like a
bad name. And it's like
it's those guys.
It's like those. It's like, dude, you just ruin it for all of us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. And then that's why when you said people thought construction workers, or we were saying how they think construction workers are trying to screw the homeowners.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that make us look bad. Right?
Yeah.
So
and you get a lot of that, especially in masonry. Like we were saying, you get like a single guy, go do repairs or whatever, charge somebody an arm and a leg, barely do it. Some guys take down payments, don't show up.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about it.
What's the seedy side of any industry, right? That
It
shit
is.
happens
For
all
sure,
the
like
time.
any job or any
job,
business,
really,
right? So,
What turns you on?
to be honest, what turns me on about it is, especially with brick. If you didn't go to school, I dicked around in high school. I went to college. I didn't do too well in college, but I'm able to make a good living off of something that like I might not have never been able to do.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you never went to school, if you never, applied yourself and stuff like that, right, most likely you're going to be working a job you're not making too much, right? Yeah. But construction gives people the opportunity to make good top dollar money if you want it, right? It's if you want it. But I think that's what I like about construction.
Yeah, I would have to say the same, actually.
Yeah. It gives people a chance.
Yeah.
Favorite curse word?
It'd probably be skunt again.
Yeah, mine are two same that I said.
Favorite vehicle in the entire world?
I think both of us is the telehandler or the forklift. When you hear it turn on, you already know. Let's go. It's go time. Let's go.
Do they still? They don't have a cap on the exhaust, do they?
No.
They got rid of that long ago.
Yeah. So I would say definitely it's. I would say it's the only vehicle, like, that would make you money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When it turns on, it's making you money.
Yeah, buddy.
You
when
know
that thing
you're
breaks,
going,
holy,
it's not making you money.
No, as soon as you hear some clinking, you're like, oh god,
makes you stress. What do you guys miss from your childhood?
I would say I don't want to say freedom, but kind of like the inimportance of like everything you're doing. You're coasting. It was fun. You didn't really have to have everything figured out. It was nice, but at the same time, I do love, now that we're company owners, I do love the stress. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but I do love it because it just means
you thrive on it.
Yeah, it just means we're doing something. I believe if you're not uncomfortable and you're not stressed about something, you're not doing enough, right? So
good point.
You know what I mean? So it's a love-hate with it. Sometimes you kind of reminisce about easier days for sure. Especially after a stressful day, you're like, buddy, what do I want to grow up for? But at the same time, the world is kind of your playground now, and what you put into it, you're going to get back. So
totally, 100%.
Like to be honest, I like where I am now.
Yeah.
I don't miss too much from my childhood because I like where I am.
We're always looking forward, always looking up.
Like, I'm not, like, I don't think back, when I was, because, like, I think I'm the happiest and, I feel the best of who I am right now because of where I am. So I don't really think back on the past. I try not to because, like I said, just
can't move forward.
Yeah, I'm happy where I am. Like, I like what I do with my life.
Technically, you guys work in a play box, right? Like sandbox.
Yeah, pretty
literally,
much. Yeah, playing Lego.
Yeah, literally, it's like a big
There's
Lego.
lots of sand there.
You know what I mean? So,
what profession would you guys like to try one day, other than your own?
That's a hard one, man.
I boxed when I was younger. I always wanted to fight professionally.
Yeah,
that would have been my job.
I was the same
You're in
too,
construction.
actually.
Yeah,
There's still plenty of opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I wanted to. I never really pursued it, and I never really applied myself in it. But I think I would have liked to be like a professional boxer or something in that aspect, right?
You're still young, man. Like,
I'm pretty young, right? But I think my body's pretty destroyed.
I think
now,
masonry took your your body youth away. I don't know, man.
So, I don't think I can do that.
Yours, Antonio?
I don't know, man. I would say maybe. I mean, I'm a shorter guy, but when I was a kid, I used to think I was gonna be like a basketball player too. I would love to. I don't know. That kind of got shit on in high school when I realized you had to be tall. But
there's some short guys in
there. There is, yeah. It's definitely harder though. I would definitely not to take what Kevin said too, but I used to fight as well and train and stuff for my whole life. So I definitely did that. I thought I was going to, honestly, but the concussions kind of got to a certain point, and it was like, all right, I was so uneducated then too with the concussions. I thought they just healed. The doctor's like, buddy, these are like, they're like, these linger, like you gotta watch it. And I was like, okay, I had like 6 or 7 concussions, like something crazy. So
that's how you get so stupid to become a bricklayer.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. That's why everything's fine. He told me that. I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. You got to take care of that.
Yeah, we'll see how that happens in a couple years.
What profession you guys never want to do?
Oh, roofing, dude.
Roofing.
That is, I help my buddy.
Mason is saying roofing.
Yeah, you know. You know what? I don't know. You're bent all day.
Yo, we were actually talking on the way here, or was it yesterday? We were saying how like we were talking about how one time it was like negative 39 or something, and we were the only ones on site except for one roofer in pajamas on the top of the roof,
dude.
shingling.
I was like, man,
was
this guy must be.
What was in his thermos?
Meth. I don't know. Something. This guy was like, he was up there, dude, trucking along. It was
pajamas and a harness, or just pajamas?
I think just pajamas.
Well, I don't know about that. All I saw was the Cookie Monster pajamas, and that's all I kept looking at. I was like, this guy's, we gotta offer this guy a job.
Yeah, he was a go-getter for sure, man. This guy's crazy.
Last question: if heaven exists, what would you guys like to hear God say when you arrive at those pearly gates?
You're allowed in.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Access?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that one too much, right?
Good job.
Yeah. Just like, pretty much like, good job, man. Like,
yeah, you did life,
yeah, and even, like coming from being poor, right? Not money isn't everything, but it's like you
made something of yourself.
I like doing this for my own self gratification. Like I like doing something, like I accomplished something, right? So like I hope he reconfirms that at the doors, right? So we'll see.
Nice, man. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you, man.
Pleasure having you on the show.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for driving in. I know you guys are busy and getting ready for the winter season and shit, but keep up the solid work, man.
Appreciate it,
man. I see it. Trust me. Without ever being on the site, I see it.
That means a lot.
I know it. I see it.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So
it feels good,
being
having somebody, recognizing
especially
that,
somebody, yourself, you see a lot
your
of traits,
stature, right?
It means a lot.
I just make up this shit, Kevin.
That's right. Me too.
No, I know a thing or two about construction, but no, you guys are doing honestly like super solid fucking work.
Awesome.
Like, really good work, right?
Thank you.
So it's definitely, if anybody gets your skills on their site or their home, they're in great hands, right?
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much.
I just want to let everybody know again, so AT Brick and Stone, Antonio Trakas and Kevin Wu, and on IG @ Brick and Stone, and Antonio.Trakas at hotmail.com to reach out to you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much, man.
Awesome.
We're out of here. Thank you. Hey, Angelina, we're gone.